Hello and welcome to this episode of Central Intelligence. I'm Grace Tiao.
And I'm Jenna Higgins. Today, we explore new organizations in the Ozarks. We also speak tribute to our old traditions.
Stay tuned for these stories and more, because this is CI.
Route 66, also known as the Mother Road, is honored through song, television, and literature.
Noah Lai and Henry Herbert explore how people are keeping its traditions alive.
Route 66 holds a significant place in the history of the Ozarks, but the road's twists and turns stretch much farther.
Route 66 was the lifeline between Chicago and the West Coast, and the lifeline for a lot of people that traveled over the course of time from 1926 up into the 1980s.
People that live here, they remember going on trips down Route 66 when they were kids or with their parents, and they want to go relive that again.
Individuals and groups all across the United States are responsible for keeping this dream alive.
The Route 66 Association of Missouri has been around a little more than 30 years. They've been instrumental in preserving Route 66 as a highway and promoting all of its different assets and businesses and places along Route 66.
We do have a number of events. Our organization has quarterly meetings. We have a quarterly magazine, our annual motor tour, which is really awesome.
We want to keep our businesses alive. We want to see new businesses on Route 66, new people, new faces, younger people. We want to see everybody succeed on Route 66.
In the same way the road connected places and businesses in its heyday, it's connecting people today.
At first, it's about the road. You go out and you learn Route 66 is still there, and you see the buildings, you see the interesting stuff, and then maybe your next trip, you start stopping a little more and you meet the people, the business owners, the people that are running and keeping it alive. And next thing you know, you're just immersed in the culture, and we call it the roadie family.
It's not so much this piece of asphalt sitting out here or something like that, but what I look forward to, and just in talking with the other people here and other get-togethers like this, it's getting together and talking with people, whether it's about Route 66 or not.
Just get out there and explore the road. If you've never been on 66, if you live near it, just go explore your little piece and learn what's out there. You know, it's history.
Driving off for Central Intelligence, this has been Henry Herbert and Noah Lai reporting.
This fall, local coffee shops have collaborated to provide a sampling service that gives customers a new taste, but protects people around the globe.
In this feature, Macy Jungman and Rachel Dole report on the annual Springfield Coffee Fest and how it will impact future generations.
Here in Springfield, Missouri, Coffee Fest has begun. With many avid coffee drinkers, I decided to test it for myself, joining the brew of people.
We have a huge coffee following in this community, which is great. So we try to build the brand awareness with Safe and Sober through Coffee Fest by letting people know that their contribution to this festival is helping make an impact in that organization. My main job is to develop relationships with people in the community to really build brand awareness with Safe and Sober.
We want to help make people aware of the substance misuse and ways to get them help when they need help, and to try to make a difference where we can.
It's just amazing to see the impact that Safe and Sober is making, not just in the local community, but we're now in 15 states. So that growth and just the impact that we're making and being able to save more lives is the coolest part of my job.
In addition to supporting Safe and Sober, local coffee shops are able to connect with their community and share their passion with coffee lovers everywhere.
I think my favorite part about Coffee Fest is kind of like exposure to people who maybe have not tried coffee, or maybe they haven't heard of us, or and the partnering with a good cause is kind of cool to be able to combine those things in a community atmosphere. And also it's cool, I think, that all the different coffee shops chime in, and work together. And
just meeting everyone that comes to visit us and has just come from all around. It's just so neat to meet everyone and see where they're from and just hear about their story.
Our main goal is to make sure that kids get home safe every day. And by participating in events like Coffee Fest and helping build that awareness, we can save more lives.
You heard it here first. Sip some coffee and stay safe and sober. For Central Intelligence, this has been Macy Jungman and Rachel Dole reporting.
The Kiwanis Club is an organization that values volunteering to benefit the community.
Elizabeth Swords and Grace Tiao show us how the Kiwanis Club promotes this idea in our school and city.
Key Club is a popular organization among high school students. Local chapters of the Kiwanis Club are responsible for guiding these youth volunteers and encouraging their mission.
Kiwanis Club is a service organization. It's an international organization to promote giving back to their communities and serving the children of the world. It has adults, people in high school, and people in grade school, actually.
So the Key Club is a student service organization, and it's a leadership organization, and we volunteer all over the community. So at Central, the big thing was this food pantry, running it, organizing it.
Each Key Club at each high school is sponsored by a local Kiwanis Club. The Kiwanis Club provides a mentor who would come to tell you about what we can do for you as youth. When I was a Key Clubber decades ago, it was important to me because it was a fellowship with other club members.
At Central in particular, we really want to be a community of people who care and help and are leaders. And so to have a club that embodies that is really cool.
The Springfield Kiwanis chapter recently organized a golf tournament to fund their efforts to provide shoes for underprivileged kids.
We have 100 golfers here today, and this will be a good fundraiser for us. We may be able to put 800 or 900 pairs of shoes on kids this year. Just the money of this tournament.
The founding guys of the organization were looking for something they could do to improve the community and so forth. And they just hit on the idea of shoes for underprivileged kids. And that's how it got started, and that's what it's been ever since. And we raise money throughout the year by selling apples and a golf tournament, which we just had. So that's where we get our funds, and every penny that we make buys shoes.
So, Gary.
Yes.
Why do we do shoes?
Well, because we want to serve the children of the world. That's our goal and that's our motto, and that's what we try to do. It's a very rewarding situation for everyone that's involved.
It's something tangible. You're not just throwing money at a problem. We're actually putting a shoe on a sweaty foot and making a kid happy.
When asked what message he would like to give to high school students, Mike says, no matter your age or capability, you can do something to make the world better. Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Grace Tiao and Elizabeth Swords reporting.
Small Umbrella Theater Company is the newest addition to Springfield's theater community.
Claire Bodner and Lily Boyer introduce us to the company and its unique mission.
Paige and Joe Rogers opened Small Umbrella Theater Company this past year to give back to their community through their shows and core values, beginning with their production of Little Women.
I'm born and raised here. I went to Drury University where I got an arts administration and theater major. And soon after that, I moved to Portland, Oregon. And the theater I created in Oregon and got to be a part of is how we created our three main values.
First one is to prioritize women and underrepresented folks in our storytelling on and off stage.
The second is we believe theater should be accessible to all, so that's why we have a pay what you will model.
What I hope to do is break this taboo that theater is very expensive and that it's this extravagant thing I can only do once a month, because theater shouldn't be that way. Art shouldn't be that way.
People who had never been able to experience theater before because they couldn't afford a ticket somewhere else were able to experience theater for the first time.
When we say pay what you will, it's literally that. It's so you can, if you show up with $1, you can see the show. We're not going to limit you based on your economic status.
I think that the pay what you will policy opens up theater to a lot more people and makes it more accessible, because a lot of people, I feel, don't come see shows because of the price of their tickets.
And the third is we want to make sure everyone is paid who works with us.
Artists don't nearly get paid enough. They're worth millions of dollars, and I'm not there yet to give everyone $1 million.
Working with Joan Page was an absolute dream.
Time someone came up to me and just said like something moved them or they thought something was even just good, it warmed my heart.
Bowing out for Central Intelligence, this has been Claire Bodner and Lily Boyer reporting.
Just outside of Springfield is a special haven for cats in need of loving care.
Charlotte and Darla Bauer are here to introduce Eden Animal Haven, a no-kill, cage-free cat shelter.
On the outskirts of Springfield, Eden Animal Haven is making history by being the first no-kill and cage-free cat shelter of Southwest Missouri. While the journey to open required significant determination, owners Leslie Sawyer and Bill Stahl have defied odds to improve the lives of countless cats.
11 years ago, my husband and I moved out here and we were gifted some land. We discovered that really good quality cat rescues, there weren't really any in this area at the time. So it inspired us to do a cage-free facility here. You know, it's just amazing, just the people that we have connected through Eden because of the common love for animals.
Eden's unique methods and facility have drawn a large and loyal group of volunteers whose involvement is a vital part in allowing the shelter to thrive.
There's a lot of jobs that you can do. My personal favorite is just loving the cats and giving them attention because that always helps when the families are looking for them. If they're friendly, then there's a better chance they'll get adopted. So many cats are just left on the street and aren't spayed or neutered. And here they're doing something really special and they're giving cats homes, and there's senior cats, there's kittens, there's a cat for everybody here.
The stories of Eden perfectly matching adopters with cats are endless, and Rick and Jill Croissant's fulfilled life after adopting their senior Siamese cat Mags is one of them.
Jill and I both are very happy with the haven that she came from. She seemed to be in perfectly good physical shape. You know, we're just real pleased with her. She was very shy the first day, and by the third day we were off and running and she was looking for somebody's lap.
As Eden is always at full capacity, Leslie Sawyer's goal is to continue expanding the shelter to maintain the cat's excellent care.
We're not a typical shelter, you know, that you would envision where cats are kept in small cages and clawing at the bar. Here, people can actually come in and see the cats running and jumping and looking out the windows and curling up together. And this is a much more natural environment for cats than what people would normally see in a shelter. And that's the most rewarding thing, is when people recognize that.
To adopt, volunteer, or find out more information about Eden Animal Haven, visit their website at www.edenanimalhaven.org. Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Charlotte and Darla Bauer reporting.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Central Intelligence.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at CHS_CI.
We'll see you again in 4 weeks.